Welcome to the maiden edition of NASS This week.
And what he is praying now is
that in this scenario, the key of Kano State
will be given priorities and so that at the end of
It's another interesting edition of NASS This Week. Follow, like, share and subscribe to our social media handles at EkoHotBlog. My name is Comfort Olayinka. On Tuesday, Honorable Nyanpa Zakari moved for the investigation of alleged mismanagement of COVID-19 intervention fund from 2020 to 2022.
Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, I rise to move this very important motion on the need to investigate the alleged mismanagement of COVID-19 intervention funds from 2020 to 2022. Concerned that lack of proper accountability of funds allocated for COVID-19 intervention by the federal government and global donor agency could partially lead to negative economy rating and loss of opportunities for Nigeria. Resolve, mandate the Public Account Committee to investigate the expenditure of funds appropriated or disbursed as COVID-19 intervention to ministries, department, agency, or federal government from 2020 to 2022 and report back within 4 weeks for further legislative action.
Honorable Wale Raji of Lagos State moved for alleged intimidation, assault and trespass by the Nigerian Army, Epe Barrack, to refrain from further acts of harassment, intimidation and acquisition of Iraye Oke communal land pending the resolution of the land disputes by the House of Representatives. Also mandate Committee on Army to ensure compliance
of the people's houses, lands and fishing ponds by extending the fence of the army barracks to cover this property and stationing armed soldiers at the perimeters, thus denying the owners access to their property. Also concerned that the people now live in constant fear of attack from the Nigerian Army, as many of them have fled their homes and farmlands, which is their major source of livelihood. Worried that if the Nigerian Army is not prevented from carrying out further acts of intimidation, harassment and acquisition of Iraye Oke communal land pending the resolution of the petition before the House, the people may suffer irreparable damages. Resolves to all the Chief of Army Staff to order the men of the Nigerian Army, especially those at the Epe Barrack, to refrain from further acts of harassment, intimidation, and acquisition of Iraye Oke communal land pending the resolution of the land dispute by the House of Representatives. 2. Mandate the Committee on Army to ensure compliance.
On Thursday, Honorable Kim Kama moved for the need to investigate on the reporting of wins extract e-products by mines and quarry license operators.
I arise to move a motion on the need to investigate the underreporting of wins extract e-products by mines and quarry license operators in Nigeria. I have only one prayer because all of us already know the importance of this, and the prayer is simple. The House resolved to mandate the Committee on Solid Minerals Development to investigate mining reports from federal mine officers of the state alongside holders of mining and quarry licenses in the last 15 years and report back within 4 weeks for further legislative actions. I so move.
Honorable Sulaimon Abubakar moved for the need to ban inappropriate educational materials in nursery and pre-primary schools in Nigeria. In his prayer, Honorable Gomi asked the federal government to place a total ban, on the local production, importation and use of any educational material that contains such words that teach or promote lesbianism, gay, bisexual and transgender, LGBT in our schools throughout the country. This motion attracted reactions from lawmakers of the House. Let's take a look.
Mr. Speaker, this is a motion that calls for the ban of on inappropriate educational materials in nursery and pre-primary schools in Nigeria. Also concerned that the widely used book, Queen Primer, subtly introduced terms like gay, eros, etc. that commonize sexual perversion and immoral behavior, thus exposing innocent children to terms inappropriate for their age, which is unlawful, unethical, highly immoral, and antithetical to child upbringing. Also urge the Federal Ministry of Education, the Nigerian Educational Research and Development Council, and Education Research Council, ERC, to carefully vet and censor the content of educational materials used in nursery and primary schools in the country, and ensure that they are appropriate and devoid of any connotation of immoral behavior. Number 3, mandates the Committee on Basic Education to ensure compliance. I so move, Mr. Speaker.
I'm going to speak as a teacher and to say that we can pass 1,001 motions, but except we address the fundamentals. And what are the fundamentals? The fundamentals is that we are failing as parents. The students or our pupils spend 8 hours in school. The rest of the hours are spent in our homes. And then parents have abandoned the training and upbringing of their children to teachers alone. So I urge that our parents must be alive. We must be conscious of the kind of books and the kind of aids that our students, our pupils use. We must monitor what they do at home. Like a colleague also expressed, we must monitor what they watch on television.
Moral decadence that has bedeviled our society is even on a very high side that needs various interventions. Yes, according to my honorable colleague that mentions parenthood, guardian, and other stuff. And Mr. Speaker, as the agencies of governments that have been mentioned in the motion, UBEC, Universal Basic Education, they have a critical role to play because they regulate most of the curriculum on various primary, secondary schools and nurseries. And of course, we have state universal basic educations across the Federation, in each state of the Federation. How to put them to task, how we're going to set a yardstick, and to measure periodically through the Ministry of Education is very important. And that's the only way we can get out of it. Not forgetting that there is no nation that can even grow too much or above what we call education.
Stay tuned for interview segments.
It's so nice to meet you again.
Nice meeting you.
Kindly introduce yourself.
Well, my name is Wale Raji, member representing the Epe Barrack constituency in the House of Reps.
All right, sir. About a week ago, you laid a petition on intimidation of military personnel in one of the community in your constituency, and again you moved a motion yesterday. So give us an insight why a petition first and a motion now.
Well, the petition was as a result of alleged harassment and forceful acquisition of land by the members of the Nigerian Army in Epe Barracks at Iraye Oke. You know, Iraye Oke is part of my constituency, and we have the army barracks, you know, bordering the community, and there was the allegation that members of the Nigerian Army have been taking action towards acquisition of part of the community land, you know. So that necessitated the petition. And of course, to ensure fairness to all parties, we decided to move a motion to restrain the Nigerian Army from further action towards the acquisition of the land, so as not to frustrate the outcome of the committee's hearing, So because if that restriction order, is not issued, either of the parties may suffer irreparable damages, at the end of the day. So it's a call for status quo to be maintained pending the hearing of the petition by the committee.
All right.
Yeah.
That will be all for now.
Thank you.
Now the Senate. The Nigerian Senate on Tuesday went into a lengthy closed season after its chief whip, Ali Ndume, stormed out of the plenary session, citing errors committed which were not redressed. Barely 10 minutes after the commencement of plenary, the Borno South Senator raised a point of order on alleged error which were not corrected by the President of the Senate, Godswill Akpabio. The error, according to Ndume, was a motion moved by Senator Sumaila Kawu for debate on the need to reopen Nigeria-Niger border without reading the title of the motion.
SP and distinguished colleagues, we are just starting the session, and as we go, we should be taking note of the small mistakes that we can make, and we should correct them. The issue of saying that you have ruled, if the ruling is wrong, even the Supreme Court, when it passes judgment,
Distinguished Chief Whip, your observation is noted. Senator Kawu, go ahead and move your motion.
And committee respectively, and their decision upon any point of order shall not be open to appeal, shall not be open to appeal, shall not be open to appeal, and shall not be reviewed by the Senate except upon a substantive motion after notice. So once you have ruled, nobody can bring up that matter again until a notice is given and a substantive motion is tabled. So once you rule, you have ruled. Except you want to go against this.
Leader of the Senate.
Mr. President,
Resolve into a closed session to enable us to discuss matters of urgent national importance. Those who are in support of the motion say aye.
On Wednesday, the Senate confirmed the nomination of Ola Olukayode as the chairman of the Economy and Financial Crime Commission, EFCC, and Mohammed Hassan Hamajoda as its secretary. The upper chamber also confirmed the appointment of Halima Shehu as the National Coordinator and Chief Executive Officer, National Social Investment Program Agency.
Distinguished colleagues, will the Senate approve the nomination of Mr. Mohammed Hassan Hamajoda for appointment as Secretary of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC? Those in favor say aye. Aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it.
We've come to the end of today's edition of NASS This Week. Bye for now.